Hi everyone. So we are live now, and let's wait for a few more minutes so that everybody else can join as well. So I guess let's get started with the session.
Yeah, we have 5 people watching.
So we have our speakers Hassan and Damla with us today, and both of these have served as student interns at CERN in 2021. So let's start. Let's start this session with the introduction, and then we can move on towards the other application process and everything else. So
And we
let's.
are today's moderator. I am Isha, and I have Taba with me. So, yeah,
Okay.
let's add them on stage.
Hi Damla. Hi Hassan.
Hi.
Hi, Adam.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we are doing good.
Fine.
So it's a pleasure to have you both here today with us. So let's start with the introduction. So please go ahead. The stage is yours.
Yeah, Damla, you go first.
Okay, I can introduce myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Damla. I'm joining from Istanbul. I graduated from Sabancı University here in Istanbul this June. I have a degree in computer science and engineering. I'm currently working in the Turkey's first national bank and second biggest bank, private bank in Turkey, in network security department. And as you know, I'm here because of CERN. Like we both participated at CERN OpenLab Summer Student this year with Hassan. Um, and what can I say more? That's probably me. Like in my free time, I try to travel. At least for last year, I was at home because of coronavirus. But other than that, I play a lot of games. Like I'm a total gamer. So Hassan, you can start introducing yourself,
That's
maybe.
pretty cool, Damla. That you're a gamer.
Yeah, yeah. So I should start now, probably. So my name is Mohammed Hassan Ahmed. I'm also a summer student with Damla. So I had the opportunity to work with CERN, and my project partner was Damla during the process. Uh, I graduated from FAS this year, 2021, and working with Retrocausal as a research engineer.
So yep, I guess that's it. So I think we can move on to the session now. Um, so let's start with the most basic question, and that is, what is CERN all about, and what is this term Open Lab? And can you just shed some light on this topic so that those who are really clueless about this can get a better picture of it?
Yeah. So let me share my screen.
Yep, sure.
Yeah. So can you see it?
Yes. Yep, it's visible now. I guess Hassan, you're not audible right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Let me change my internet connection.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Taba. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I was wanted to tell you about CERN Institute in Geneva, Switzerland. It's an institute for nuclear research. You might have known about the God particle, that Higgs boson that got discovered here, and they have the Large Hadron Collider. Their main focus is on physics and computational research.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess we lost you, Hassan. Can you hear us, Hassan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, we can continue.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So So I was telling about CERN, that it's an Institute for Nuclear Research and Computational Sciences. It has member countries around the world. Fortunately, Pakistan is also a member country. Turkey is too. So basically, they for each summer, CERN OpenLab organizes a program for each member country students where they
I guess we have lost you again, Hassan. Maybe I guess Damla, you can continue so that when he rejoins, he can just continue from where you leave.
Um, yes, so as he said, Pakistan and Turkey both associate members, so which means that it's easier to work there as a student, technical student, or as an internship, or to be their one of their members, like full-time workers there. What else? Um, it says there are currently 3,200 staff, fellows, and trainees. So trainees means interns, like long-term
Okay.
interns, let's say. And it has 13,000 associates. I think that's all for this slide.
Yeah, Hassan, can you move on to the next slide? And can you hear us now?
Okay, so basically we see the area of the CERN. It's I don't actually know how large the facility is, but some part of it's in France and the large part is under Geneva, like the tunnels, for example, we see Alice, LHCb, Atlas, and CMS. So these are all, let's say, big devices that they um, transfer transfer particles under the
Okay.
ground from tunnels, and
Oh,
then from there we collect a lot amount of data. The amount is given here, like it's really huge amount of data, and with data visualization and with data science we can find what is useful and what is not, and we try to discover the world's mysteries. We try to discover how the world is created. So, and you can see the area here.
yeah, that's
I don't
pretty
know
cool.
if Hassan was going to say them, but if
Hassan,
there is
are
anything
you here
else.
with us?
yeah, Taba.
Yeah, would you like to add something?
Yeah, so this all are basically the detection systems plays around the main particle accelerator, LH, Atlas, and LHCb. These are at each of these points. Basically, they have different experiments running. They are customized to detect different particles. So there's a lot of data that needs to be processed. There's a lot of distributed computing that's going on at each of these points.
I cannot hear you, Hassan. Are you speaking?
Taba, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so I was just telling about the detection systems that are placed around the Large Hadron Collider. I'm going to change the slide now. So, can you see the new slide?
Yep.
Yeah, so again, as a computational institute, it's a lot it's using a lot of compute. There are around more than 10,000 servers, 375
I cannot hear you, Hassan. I guess your internet is not helping you today.
Yep, my problem backup internet is not working as well.
Yeah, I guess we can hear you now. You can continue talking. Are you able to hear us, Hassan?
Yeah, Taba, give me a minute. Let me
Sure, sure,
change my.
sure. I think Damla, you can continue.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. I think he was saying there are 10,000 servers across the same facility and across the world, and they have 375,000 cores. Um, They have 280 picobyte hot storage, 380 cold storage, and 35,000 kilometer fiber optics cabling. But obviously, they need a lot of cabling for working these devices. So
So
it's
I
a
guess that's
huge.
it. Yeah, that's it for this slide. Hassan, can you move on to the next one? Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is some information about the CERN in the public domain. Uh, the Higgs boson got very popularized that it was discovered here. Uh, they are basically working on figuring out the standard model of our universe, how everything works. They are basically looking after the fundamental questions of our existence and the universe. So I guess we should just go about how what is Open Lab and
Um, we can't hear you, Hassan. Hassan, are you there with us?
hello.
I think we lost him. Okay, he's back.
Yeah. So I should Tava, I guess we should just ask questions. And I guess my internet's not really working good today.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you can stop sharing your screen so that.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying about the Open Lab?
Open Lab is basically a partnership between CERN and several different public-private sector institutes. They are working on figuring out
It's a pretty bad day for Hassan. Maybe Damla, you can continue about the Open Lab. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think.
thought my home internet was really bad, but after this, I'm gonna thank my internet provider. So, basically, I can say the difference between Open Lab summer student and the other summer student part is Open Lab is specifically designed for IT students, computer science students, computer engineer students, and mainly other engineers or fields related to computing and computers. And the other summer student part is reserved mainly for let's say science student, but what I mean science is people studying mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology. They have all kind of different projects related to biomedical devices or biomedical resources, and some kind of biology and chemistry related stuff, and obviously a lot of physics stuff. So if you are studying computer science or any other engineering, you have uh, actually you can apply for both of them. There is no you need to do this and you need to do that. You can apply both of them, and you can select at any of them. Like there is no strict line, but it's better if you are studying physics or mathematics. It's better if you apply for summer student program, because the Open Lab one will include a lot of computing. So if you don't think that you have enough skills to write a code or some researches related to computers, again, you are welcome to apply, but it will be hard for you.
Struggle
So
there.
yeah, you will struggle.
So
But
yeah,
again, you
makes sense.
can apply for both of them.
So yeah, there's no such restriction, right? That you have to be from certain program to
No, I
apply for
actually
any.
applied for both of them, and I got accepted for the Open Lab one.
Okay, that's right. So basically, we can apply for any of the two programs, no
Yes,
matter what the degree.
and there was again a student, a woman from Pakistan as well. I don't know where she was from. She applied for Open Lab. She was
Okay.
a computer science student, but she got assigned to summer student program. So they
Okay.
picked her from the Open Lab and put her to the summer student program. So I don't know how this works, but there is no strict line. So they try to find the best skills that they can use from you, and then they assign that project to you. And if you open the application page, you can see that they ask you what projects that you might have interested in, or they look at your past experience, and then they try to assign you with the best outcome project, let's say.
So basically,
Can
that is
you
their criteria, right?
can you
That's
tell
what.
us a little bit about their projects? Like what kind of projects do they have at CERN?
Um, yes, I can. First of all, we have Biodynamo project, obviously. It was mainly about simulation agents. It was about, let's say, a lot of particles. You have a lot of particles and you would like to model them, but the current simulation, in silico simulations, are used today's world, and then they require high computing skills, like they require high GPUs, high CPUs, high memories, etc. So you basically need supercomputers to run those models. And our project was designed differently so that by using some artificial intelligence and some machine learning and some visualization, with obviously optimization, you can decrease this memory usage or CPU usage. So it's more fast to model huge amount of data. So and you can apply it to any kind of project. Like, it doesn't have to be physics specifically, but it can be about ant colonies, for example. It was really interesting for me as well. But there was a research going on about ant colonies, and there are lots of, like, millions of ants in the world, to- uh, even tons more than people, like humans living in the world. So they can simulate their behaviors in our project, basically. So this is one of the projects that they have currently. And the other one is, collecting data from the points like LS and Atlas, LHCb points, as Hassan explained us before. They collect data from them, and then they try to find which data is useful, which is not. This is another one. And what else do they have? As I said, they have some security related projects. I don't know so much in detail about them, but computer security, cryptography, they have some kind of projects about them as well. Um, Hassan, do you remember any other project? Like, can you hear?
Your voice is breaking again, Hassan.
Okay, so as I remember, another one is about healthcare devices. I don't know too much detail about that, but they are creating some kind of healthcare devices that can visualize human body or an animal body in a more 3D accurate version with color, more colorful, obviously. So this was another project ongoing, but from year to year, these projects extend, or they finished, or they add new projects. So this was the ones that we had for this year. So I don't know what will happen next year or the year following that. So we'll wait and see, I think.
So I guess that was a pretty thorough information about all the projects at CERN. Hassan, would you like to add something to it? If your net's working fine, that is.
Or maybe you can write from the chat and we can read.
Hassan, can you hear us though?
Nope, I guess let's continue.
Yeah, we cannot hear him.
Yeah. Okay. Uh,
So basically, I wanted to ask, what were the tech stacks did you both work on, and what basically did you help build there? The
Okay,
more in depth, basically more in depth about what you worked on, basically.
okay. So the name of the project is Biodynamo. You can search it on the web. It's an open source project. You can download it, use it, or if you have an idea, you can, let's say, you can code it and reach to the, some emails were provided, reach to the related person, and then they will check and they can use your code, like if it's efficient. And basically, Biodynamo is, I talk about it a bit, but it's an open source, high performance, and modular agent based simulation platform. It's different than in silico modeling platforms. It's after, after there is this more slow and then scaling using in the computer world, and the slowing down of them caused in silico simulations losing its efficiency in terms of usage of hardware, which results in compromising either on the resolution of the model or on simulation size. So this project that we are working on, it tries to simulate something more accurate by using less hardware. How can I say uh, less hardware specifications, like less
Okay.
CPU. So, well, I can explain what I did in this project, but I think Hassan better explained his. Like he was working on Dockers, so you can maybe.
You can go ahead with your part, and then when
Okay,
Hassan is back, we'll ask about his work as well.
okay. So
Yep.
basically, what I was doing is it's benchmarking. So benchmarking is, testing the code if there are any bugs, is it running efficiently, if the hardware is suitable for this or not. And it's really important because it allows us to test code performance, as I said, and monitor the effect of the changes.
Okay.
And we can observe the speed of the project, its memory usage, and hardware efficiency. We are mainly in our project and across the CERN, the root system is mainly used, and the root system is, it's created at CERN and is used for data analysis. And the root team, it has its own team, it's the root team. They have its own benchmarking system called root bench. And this biodynamo project was mainly inspired by this root bench. And we visualized our data with Grafana. Probably you've heard of it if you've ever worked with some kind of testing and some data collecting. And it allows us to collect data from numerous sources and share between all the team members. This was basically what I did through, I think it was 2 months. But 1 month passed because we tried to find some kind of a way to deploy this project. Before I started my internship at CERN, I bought a new MacBook, and the new MacBooks had the new M1 chips. So if you ever used or read the news, you know that the M1 chips have, they are not compatible with lots of applications, games, etc. So the Biodynamo project was not also deployable on M1 chips. So I was
That's
not
pretty sad.
able to, deploy the project and write code and see it, etc. on my computer. So instead of buying a new computer, we worked with the root team, we worked with our supervisors, and we figure out the problem in a month. So it was deployable on M1 chips as well. So if you're using MacBook, you can deploy, you can see the project basically.
That took you about how many days to deploy the entire project on your machine?
Uh, 4 weeks, like a
Oh, so
month.
you had to wait 4 weeks to deploy the project.
Yes, because
That's pretty.
as I said, they had to collaborate with the root team.
Yeah,
Uh, so there are like a lot of diversity. They are using something from another team and another thing from another team. So there are a lot of teams working together. So they had to gather together and to make something work. So it was hard to wait for all of them. And also, it was summertime, and some responsible people were on holidays. So one day, person A will be on holiday, and then they had to wait for her to come back. And the other day, another person was on holiday, and so it was hard times, but we figured it out. So it's all fine now.
So basically, you were like basically doing the work just for the 4 weeks, right? So you started after a month.
Yeah, so for my part of the project, yes, 4 months I worked on testing, like benchmarking, and the other 4 months we worked on the compatibility with M1 chip.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Hassan, are you here with us? Would you like to share yours? Oh, we cannot hear you. Can you try switching the internet or something? We really cannot hear you. Your voice is breaking.
Damla, can you tell us a little bit about the process, the application process? Like, what are the requirements for it? Like, is there any, basically, what's the eligibility criteria, and does it require any specific GPA or scores in any test or essays? So, yeah,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah.
walk us
Anything
through that,
about the
like
statement of
the whole
purpose, the
process?
motivation letters? Yep.
Any references that it requires? So, can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so basically, the application process is actually really simple. Like if you enter the application form from their website, like www.cern, and then probably you can look to careers there, and from the career site you can see OpenLab summer project, summer student project, and normal summer student one. You can both apply uh, at the same time, like it's it will be fine. And what else? When you go to the application form, they ask you your probably age, your name, your surname, where you're from, if you have a second nationality or not. um, it asks you like, why do you want to apply to this program? So you can, I think there is a character limit, but uh, it's not that much long. Like you can write maybe a paragraph and a half, what you want to do there, or why do you want to apply to CERN, why do you want to be there, spend your summer there. And then
So basically, there's a word limit for that, the motivation or something.
yes, it was something like a motivation letter, but
Yeah.
you also need to they also require a document for a motivation letter. So just
Okay.
write a paragraph there. So while you are applying
That
there.
just requires a summary of it, and then you
Yeah.
have to submit the actual motivational letter separately.
Yes, exactly. So the other one, as I know, there is no page or a word limit for motivation letter, but it would be better if you just keep it simple and within one page for their time's sake. And they are really busy people, and they don't want to sit and read 2 3 pages of who you
Yeah.
are, why do you want to work there. But again, if you want, you can send 12 pages, like, why not? So you also need a referee, like a reference letter from your professor, or from, if you are doing some internship somewhere, you can also ask for your boss, like, can you give me a reference letter? And as I remember, my reference letter was one was from my professor, the one that I'm doing my graduation project with, and the other one was from my boss. I was working at a technology company here in Istanbul, and he provided a reference letter for me for CERN. uh, and
So we can submit multiple reference letters, right?
yes, they require 2 reference letters.
Okay. So two is the limit. Okay, got it.
Mhm. So I don't know what happens if you don't submit any, or if you just submit one. So I don't know what happens, but
Like,
the
is it a compulsory thing or it was just optional?
they, like, you can still submit project if you have no reference letters. Like it allows you to submit the application. But as I said, I don't know if maybe they delete your application afterwards. They didn't see any reference letters because reference letters were sent from professors. They send links to your referees, and then they click on that link and then upload their reference letter. So I don't know what happens if they don't send any reference letters.
I guess adding the reference letters will make your application stronger and
Yes,
more noticeable. So you get more chances of being selected for the program. So I think it's
yes.
a good idea to always add those. So I would like to ask you, how important is this program? Like, does it play a very important part for someone who has just graduated or someone who is currently working in the CS domain? Like, how important is it if we go for this internship?
Okay, so importance
Or
differs
maybe
from person to.
does it add some value to your profile? So that could be the
Well,
question,
it
basically.
obviously does because
Yeah.
it's like the world's biggest research center. So I think it's the most valuable thing that has happened in my life. Even
Oh, that's
my
great.
even my children in the future, maybe it's not that much important for me anymore. So much more important for me. But again, as I said, it differs from person to person. So if you are thinking about more academic career,
Yeah.
obviously this will add a lot to your CV because you are going to meet a lot of professors there. You are going to meet a lot of notable businessmen or another other, how can I say, students like master students or doctoral students. You can network, you can
Yeah.
find people and ask them for schools, or they you can learn a lot. So you can experience a lot, you can learn a lot, but it has a name, and it has a name because of a reason. So it adds a lot to your CV, again, as I said. So if you're just thinking about getting a job, you know, creating a family, or just staying at home, it's not that much important. So,
Yeah.
but if you are thinking out of box, like if you want to have a future where you want to feel that you contribute to world, where you want to contribute to your society, then it's it's a step forward. That's what I would say.
So yeah, that pretty
And
much
there
explains.
was a hackathon as well. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience
Well,
participating in that hackathon? It was WebFest, right?
yes, it's called
So yeah,
WebFest. CERN has an annual hackathon. It's called WebFest, and I think it started on 2012. So it's, well, I thought I was going to say it's barely new, but it's not. It's old because we are in 2022, and I just realized I'm getting old.
Oh, it's a
It's
decade, yeah.
so it's
Same.
already been 10 years.
but I guess this year it had maximum number of participants as compared to
Yes,
previous years, and it had like more than
yes.
400 participants this year
So
because
each
it
year
was open
it's,
for public. So
yeah.
probably
So each
that's
year
why.
it's getting
Yeah.
bigger and bigger, for but last year was 400 applicants, I think. And it's because it was online, obviously, because of, coronavirus. They gathered their platform online for Webfest. And this year it's it's much more than 400. Like, I don't know the exact number for this year, but again, it was online, and because it's online, you don't have to be in the country, so it's better. Like, you don't have to apply for visa, you don't have to spend money for tickets and your accommodation or maybe healthcare. So it's better for everybody. And obviously
Yeah.
a lot of people applied and joined, and we were actually one of them. Hassan, me, and three other people from Germany,
I
France,
was I
South
was
Korea.
one of your team members as well.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you were. Yes, I just realized that you were one of the team members.
So that's a
Yeah.
Yes.
celebration.
So yeah.
So you probably know the project then, but for the ones that don't know, our project was about wildfire emergency response prevent, protect, and enforce. This is the exact title of the project. Well, it was, I thought of it because of the wildfires that happened during we were doing our CERN project in Turkey, Greece. A whole island in Greece almost burned down, and a lot of wildfires broke down in Turkey, especially in Mediterranean parts and Aegean parts. And it was really heartbroken for me and for the world, because we are losing a lot of forests, a lot of trees. And I decided that it would be a great idea to create uh, a project where we can actually foresee this problem before it occurs, and then we can take action. Like, how can we extinguish these wildfires, and how can we evacuate people, and how can we save more buildings, save more animals, save more humans. And we collect data from military, the governments, or the other ministries that related to those field. Like, we prepare ourselves before even this event occurs, so we would know what to do exactly when a wildfire broke out. So it will be easier to save more lives, save more nature, and then uh, we can stop and extinguish those fires before it spreads more and then causes more damage to the world. And this was the part that we mainly worked on was about collecting data from NASA and from there was another website that I don't remember right now, but it was about a European organization that collects data about wildfires.
So,
So
was it compulsory for CERN interns to basically take part in that hackathon, or was it optional?
it was optional, but as I know, when this idea emerged, the WebFest idea emerged in 2012. The it was only open to OpenLab students, and they were the ones, showcasing their projects, like their ideas or maybe their projects at school. So as I know, at first it was about OpenLab students and their ideas or projects, and then it turned into a hackathon, and people can join from CERN, and people can join all around the world. But for OpenLab students, it's highly recommended that you can. It's really recommended. Like, they contact you one to one. Just uh, please find an idea to join, or please at least join a project and try to contribute for something. But again, it's optional. Like, there is no mandatory, nothing is mandatory. Like, even if you have applied for open lab, or even if you have applied for just summer student one, everything's optional. Like, you can just left project and leave if you're not feeling comfortable, or if you don't want to continue to your project. Like, you always have freedom to not to do anything.
So yeah, so that you don't feel so pressurized all the time. That's pretty good.
Yes.
So you were saying that we have to submit a motivation letter when we are applying for the CERN program. So could you share some tips on how to ace that, and like what length it should be of, and like just can you just generally tell how a motivation letter should look like if you want to get selected?
Well, I don't know others' motivation letter, but I can talk about mine. So, basic structure, you can find the basic structure on the internet. Like, it's everywhere. What to write in the introduction part and body part and in the conclusion part. So, what I think I had, well, not I think I had just one page, and the introduction part, I said I'm blah blah blah. I graduated, or actually at that time I was still studying, so I'm in this year, in this grade, in this university. I'm applying from this country, and I would like to be a part of CERN OpenLab 2021. And then for the body part, I mainly talk about my some of my studies, like what I think I would be really, it would be really interesting for them. For example, I knew that they were mainly interesting about machine learning and data collecting. So I mentioned about my project, the courses that I took from school that related to data science part. And I also wrote that I was an exchange student at Switzerland at Bern University. So I thought it would be really interesting for them because I was in their country, one of the schools there. And I think it would add a much more value to my motivation letter. So I add that. And I add my interest. For example, I'm mainly interested in computer security, as you probably understood, since I'm working
Yeah.
in area. So I add that I'm mainly interested in these areas, and I'm also interested in biomedical engineering because I took some biomedical engineering courses at in my exchange year. So I try to write different fields because the more you interact with different fields, the more you are open to everything, and you know a bit of each. So I think it makes you more, how can I say, experienced, because they are working not only CERN but everywhere around the world. Like everybody is trying to form a team, knowing something from the topic A and somebody from topic B and somebody from topic C. So everybody is creating some kind of diversity so that when a problem occurs, it will be easier to solve it. And you know, everybody can contribute to different ideas. Like people working in a different fields will create a different ideas. So I mentioned them in my body part, and then to conclusion part, I said that this is basically why I'm applying, like my reasons for applying to CERN. And what else? I think that's all. Like
Okay,
the
so
inter-
we have a question. We have a question. So Laiba Shaheen is asking, what's the eligibility criteria? Means which year students can apply?
which your students can apply. So you can apply if you are an undergraduate student, if you are doing your master's, you are apply for open lab summer student, or the other program, the summer student program. So you need to be studying at the time that you are applying. So I graduated in June, but I applied when I was still studying. So I was eligible to work there. I think this was what you
So
asked.
it means like students from every year, like any year can apply?
Yes, I think Hassan wanted to say something
Yeah, Hassan
about.
is trying to
But
speak.
his voice is still cutting off.
Yeah, it's still
Maybe you
breaking.
can write Hassan and we can read.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just write in the chat and we can just read it out.
Okay, so the next question that Laiba is asking is, what's the time period of the internship?
Also,
So,
Hassan has basically replied to the previous question. He is saying the third and fourth year students can apply.
well, for eligibility, I think not, because I applied also for my first and second year, but I didn't get selected. So probably you are eligible to apply, but you you increase your chances when you are in your third or fourth year.
Exactly. This
So
is what Hassan is saying as well, that he applied multiple times and he also got selected in the fourth year. So yeah.
I think the other question was what's
Yeah,
the
time
time
period.
period of the internship. So for for internship, if you're talking about technical internship program, it's different than open lab and summer student project. It's about it can go up to 6 months, but if you're talking about open lab or summer student one, it's 9 to 13 weeks. So you can pick, it can be 9 weeks, but after 9 weeks it's not paid, like it's kind of voluntary. You
Okay.
can increase it to additionally 3 more weeks. Sorry, 4 more weeks.
So that's up to us basically.
So,
Yes, it's up to.
so is there any stipend of this, like extension or the overall internship program?
By extension, do you mean?
Is there
Uh,
any stipend for that extended internship period
no, there
or
is not. Like 9 weeks is paid, but after that you can additionally go up to 4 more weeks, but it's not paid. Like uh,
and can
it's
you
more
tell
like
me
a
what's the
voluntary.
stipend of the program, like for the
Uh,
summer students?
Great. I don't remember it. It was
I think maybe
written on the.
Hassan can tell us that.
Yes, if
Yeah,
he remembers it.
Yeah, Hassan, yeah, could you please
It
type it?
might be around 2,000 francs or 1,700 francs. Okay, so it was 2,200
Yeah,
francs.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Hassan is saying it's
So I don't know how much it makes in your currency. So if you know, you can convert it maybe.
Okay, I think there are no more questions in the comment section, so I would like to
so
ask
Hassan is
that.
saying that the stipend of 2200 CHF is because it's remote, but
Yeah.
it they also cover all the accommodation charges, like if it's on site and they invite you to Geneva.
Okay. They also
Yeah,
pay for your plane tickets as well.
Oh, that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
okay.
Should we move on to the next question, or is there any more question in the comment section?
No, I guess we can move
So yeah,
on.
I was asking that how do you feel about the women empowerment generally, and the women working in the field of tech?
Oh, it's the question that I'm mostly afraid of. Um, okay, so the motivation that I can give is not only women specific part, but for all humans, we all try to do our best. Like even if it's not enough for something, or even if it's less than the other person, it's the best of our. And if we
Mhm.
are more than yesterday, like if yesterday I was here and today I was here, that's wonderful. Like you are doing something the best for you, and hopefully the best for the people around you. So this was not specific for women but for the whole human beings. But for women, what I would say is whatever you are doing today will affect your children. What I believe is mothers teach children, not men. Unfortunately, sorry, but s as I learned a lot from my mom. I learned a lot from my grandma. I learned how to struggle, how to overcome struggle financially, how to overcome stress, how to deal with both going to work, because both my mom and grandma, they were both working, and uh, they were trying to provide for the home. And I learned how hard, like I learned all ethics from them, and how hard can it be to come home, take care children. You have to cook for them. If they want a dress, you need to buy for them, or you have to somehow keep the house peaceful, quiet, as and try to keep children as happy. So your career matters, because your, how can I say, your financial you need some kind of financial background back to be independent. So if you can't just go back to your mom, you can't just go back to your husband. Like, if you have your car, you are free. You are free to go wherever you want to go. You are free to buy a plane ticket and go anywhere in the world. But again, for all of this, you need money. Money, money, money. As Napoleon said, money, money, money. So, and as a woman, it's really, really important. Well, I'm not saying that it's also not important for men. We are just talking women. This is why I'm always using women. I don't
But yeah,
want to be like,
financial independence is really important for women. You're right about
yes,
that part.
yes, yes. It's really important for women, as I would say, because
Yeah,
unfortunately, women sometimes they are not treated well by men or by their husbands. And if you are financially not stable, like if you need your husband help for financially, you can't get out of this loop. Like, you will always be
exactly.
pressured. So you have to work for yourself. You have to work for yourself, work for your future children, and your future children will work for their children, and then the humans will continue to live, so we won't extinct. And for tech parts, this was for general, uh,
Yeah,
for for women working. But for tech part, I would say I am also struggling for this because I am the only woman working in my department.
oh,
So
that's
yes,
good.
what I
I'm
would
also
say,
the only woman in my company.
really.
Yeah,
So we are sharing the same fate, I believe.
yeah.
And same here.
Really
We all are sharing the same fate.
I'm the only woman developer in my company.
great.
Other women
So
work in sales department or other
I
teams.
won't
So
be
yeah.
the only one sharing my experiences as well. You can also have a word to say in this topic too, from being one of them. So, what I would, oops, okay. So, what I would say for tech part is keep working, like do your best, as I said. Um, some companies, unfortunately, they do not want to pick women specifically because they think that you have to at least take uh, some vacation for your childbirth. And some
Yeah,
companies will be like asking if you're going to get married in the future or if you're going to have kids um, in a near process, because they do not want to pay for you when you're not working. And unfortunately, this is the world that we are living in. But again, these companies are not in large numbers, but there are some, again, unfortunately. And we try to overcome this problem. But other than that, do your best. Study. Education is really important. Learn from outside sources, Coursera, and uh, we use a lot of Udemy in Turkey. If you know that site as well, it's also similar to Coursera. Develop your skills, be your best. What else I can say? Try to talk to people that's ahead of you. What I meant is, for example, I am currently working in a company for 5 months. So come talk to me. What do you think about this topic? Like, try to learn what I
yeah,
do and try to learn not only for the tech part, but also for managing part. Because maybe in the future you might manage that company, or you might manage your, even you might need to manage your house. Like, you need those skills. You need to, we always manage something in the world. So problem solving skills, it's really important. Again, there are a lot of problems in the world, and it's important to divide them into smaller pieces. And it's called actually divide and conquer, and conquer them once they are smaller. And what I would say is, try to how can I say, try to approach someone in a friendly manner. What I meant for this is, The three of us, we are the only women in the department or in the company, as you said. So what I meant is sometimes this might happen. You might be shy, like don't want to talk to them, or they might talking about football, or you don't know anything about football. Try to find some common places. For example, gaming. I love gaming. I love to play video games. Not all people like gaming, but fortunately two of my team members at my company, they were also gamers, so now we had a topic to talk when we are free. And then the more you talk with them, the more you actually learn about job, because they try to say like, oh, there's one more thing. I didn't tell anybody this before, but I think I can tell you. And maybe they can just give you a line of code that might actually really useful for you, and the other ones didn't know that. So it's important to build great relationship regardless of gender, obviously. But if you're the only woman in department, try to find common places. That's what I would say. The common places is really important to open and build conversation with people.
That was a really great advice coming from you in both the life and the tech field.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
have one
that's really
last
nice.
question. Like, since becoming CERN intern is huge, so students sometimes feel nervous, like before applying for the internship, like they feel they'll fail, probably they'll not get selected, so they don't apply for it. So, what would you like to say about that?
So I think the question was about they want to apply, but then they get intimidated because they won't get
Yeah.
selected, so they don't apply at first place. So Um, well, don't be that person. I applied in my first year, I got rejected. I applied in my second year, I got rejected. I applied in my third year. Well, actually, I skipped my third year again. I was like, well, they're not going to choose me anyways, so I didn't apply, as I said. In my fourth year, I decided to give a chance because I saw their posters on my university. And one day I was just walking from the cafeteria. I just saw one of those posters and I was like, well, maybe one day. And then I go to my room, and then my roommate was actually talking about internship. She was like, I was 1 year ahead of her, and she was studying mechanical engineering, I was studying computer science, so she was asking me how can I find internships or what should I do. And we were just talking, and I said there is this CERN internship, like CERN OpenLab and CERN Summer Student, maybe you can apply for it. And she was like, yes, I can apply for it, but what if I got selected, or what if I won't get selected? And I was like, well, it doesn't matter, like you would never know if you never tried. So she applied, and then came back to home, and I was like, well, I'm not doing what I told her, so I decided to apply myself as well. So I applied one more time. So I begged lots of professors to give me reference letter, and my thesis professor accepted my request, and then they uploaded their reference letters, and then I was in. Well, actually, they announced it on March, I think, but we learned it in the first week of June. Hassan also had the same problem
Yeah,
as well.
we didn't get our meals.
We can
We can
finally
hear you
hear and see
clearly.
you, Hassan.
Okay,
That
Yeah.
was
that's
very
good
good.
news.
I would you like to add
Yeah.
something, Hassan, since we can finally hear
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your project?
Oh, I think we lost him again.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, I can add one more line while he
Yeah,
was
sure,
not
sure. Go ahead.
here. It was more
Sure.
about motivational. I heard it. I don't remember who said it. Like I heard it in a YouTube video. Well, I actually like it. I'm not really a religious person, but the person on the video was saying God. won't make you think that something that you can't accomplish. So, which means if you can think of something, think of that thing. And if you can imagine yourself doing this, then you can do it because God created you that way so that you can imagine that thing. Like if you were not capable enough to do it, God wouldn't let you think of it in the first place. So I actually like that thought process. That's why I would like to share it with you. I really like that one. So if you can think it, you can do it, basically. It might not be really at the near future. Like you can do it maybe for a year later, but eventually you can do it if you work for it.
Yeah, you're right about that. If you put your mind into doing something, you can definitely achieve it at some point in
Yeah,
life. So
exactly.
you have to like fail first, and then you can later on succeed. That's how you do it. Also, is there anything else you would like to add, Hassan, or are you still frozen? I guess you're still not here.
I really felt bad for him. Like he prepared all the
Likewise.
presentation.
Yeah.
It's okay, Hassan. I don't think we have any more questions as well right now, so maybe I think it's time to end this session. So let's wait for Hassan to be back, I think, so that I can end the session.
No, I guess let's
Can he just rejoin or
end
something?
it.
Like, he just stuck there. Okay, I think I will have to end the session over here, and he cannot even hear us anymore. So it was a pleasure to have you both today with us. Okay, what's
It's
happening to
our
Hassan's
pleasure.
screen?
Like we are honored to be here. I'm also talking for him, but probably he would say the same thing. Like we are both honored to be here and inform people about this wonderful project.
Yeah,
And
same. Even though we could
the
not hear much
deadline,
from him.
and like, can you tell us the deadline of
Oh yeah, we missed out on that
20,
question.
2022 applications? Yeah.
Great. So I think the deadline was around the end of January. So each year it changes. So it's better to keep track of it from their website. You can just write, as I said, CERN.
It's 31st.
So yeah,
Yeah,
what is the
just saw
website for it? I
your
can just
message.
like put up a banner for it.
Can you share the link?
Yeah, can you just share the link in the chat so I
Um,
can just share it with everybody else?
yes, in a minute. I'm also searching for it. So it's CERN's main website and from their career site. Okay, so where is the Open Lab part?
Okay, Hassan. I think Hassan shared us.
Okay, I think yes, he found it. I think.
Yeah, let me just put this up as a banner so that everybody else can see it as well. Okay, Muhammad Ali is asking a question again. He is asking that what is the eligibility criteria for the woman? No, not for the woman. He's just asking the criteria for it,
No, no,
and
it's
he's
it's not
asking
for
that
the
it's
women.
so yeah.
So the eligibility criteria is mainly about your student situation. Like you have to be undergraduate or graduate student to apply. It's not about your gender or it's not about your marital status or it's not about your, how can I say, your nationality for Pakistan wise. You can also apply because Pakistan is an associate member. Hassan, you sent a lot of links, by the way.
Yeah.
let me post those links in the comments.
So yeah, I've also shared the link.
So the Open Lab and Summer Student Program, it's it's in between June and August, most of the cases. So June, July, August, you will be working there or online. It depends on COVID situations. And I'm trying to search for the deadline, but I can't find it.
I think Hassan told us about the deadline.
Hassan is. Damla, can you tell everyone about the lectures and virtual visits?
Yes, I can. So, Open Lab and summer students, they both had different lecture schedules, and the lectures are not the same. But you can, if you're an Open Lab student, you can attend both of them. So there are various of topics from professors and people working in different companies. What I would remember is one of them was about machine learning. The other one is about data science, computer security, electronics, electronics and alarms and triggerings, um, particle physics, quantum computing, some things about physics, so I don't remember that much. So basically, the electronics part and the physics part are lectures for summer students, and for Open Lab students, it's for data science, machine learning, more about quantum computing and etc. So computer-related things are mainly for Open Lab lectures. But as I said, if you're an Open Lab student, you can also attend summer student lectures as well. That's what I did at least. And there are also some visits. Um, because ours was online, someone responsible in CERN opened a camera and then uh, go inside the, how can I say, the devices, or not devices, but the laboratory that those devices were working in. For example, the Alice, for example, Atlas, and what else? Um, there was one or two more devices that I don't remember that much. For example, LHCb, and somebody will open a camera and then show you around like those devices and explain you how these
Hassan is
devices
saying
work. Yes,
LHCP Innovator Factory.
yes. So these are also the ones, and you can, again, uh this is for the summer part. But they said to Open Lab students, you can also apply for them because it's online. But if it was on site, they would just gather us, all of us together, and then we would actually see them in front of us. But again, even if it was online, they you had a chance to visit it virtually, and they also explain how they work, what they are doing, how they are collecting data from them. And yes, it was online this year. Well, Hassan, as I read uh, from the website that you sent, it also was going to be online on 2022. Like this year, also it will be online as well. That's what I saw from the site. So
So
we
yeah,
can hear you.
Hassan is saying that it was because of COVID that it was online this year, and it's always on site. So yeah, COVID is doing wonders for us.
Okay, so again, they said that if COVID cases will increase, so it depends on government policy.
Yeah.
The year 2022 will be online as well. But for now, it seems like it's on site, but it can go back to online. So
So
just keep it in mind.
I'm hoping that we don't get as much as cases for COVID this year, and it stays on site.
Yeah, I also hope that you had a chance to go and see there. Well, I had a chance. I was an exchange student there, and I was able to go and visit CERN and those Alice and Atlas experiments. But uh, I'm sure that working there on site was an incredible experience. Like, imagine eating a pudding on cafeteria, and some professor and some Nobel Prize winner professor is sitting next to you, also eating pudding with you. Like, and you don't know that who that person is, but he's a Nobel Prize winner. Like, it's
That's so
incredible.
amazing.
Yes, you are both eating chocolate pudding. It's, I don't know
It's
what to say.
yeah, so basically we will get to meet a lot of amazing people there. That's pretty
Yes,
cool.
exactly.
So are there any more questions left? So I don't think that there are any more questions, and I think we can end the session now. Hassan, do you want to say something before we end the session?
Yeah, yeah. If you can hear me, I just want to tell
Yeah,
that
we
it's a
can hear
great
you now.
opportunity. Apply. Yeah, please do apply. You need two reference letters, and just only need to write a motivation letter. It's a very small letter. It's not a complete SOP, and the application process is very simple. It's just like applying to a job.
Okay, we lost him again. That's really unfortunate. He was he was finally speaking.
But we were like able to hear few main things
Yeah,
that
the deadline is 31st January.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you, Hassan. You can continue talking. These technical difficulties.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah, so the deadline is 31st January. It's a very good experience. Unfortunately for Damla and I, it was on remote due to the COVID situation. But hopefully this year and the next following years it would be on site. CERN will cover all costs for accommodation, for travel, and all expenses. So it's a very great opportunity. It's a very being a Pakistani, it's a very great opportunity to work on site.
We cannot hear you, Hassan.
we have lost you.
It
But
was
yeah,
also.
I do know that he's among the only 35 out of the 1,000 applicants who applied for it, and yeah, and he's among the few 35 people who got shortlisted. So yeah, that's pretty great. And maybe that is what Hassan was trying to say, and he got
Yeah,
cut off.
probably that was what he was trying to say.
Yeah, and we have lost him again. I see.
For OpenLab, they choose approximately around 30 people, but for summer student you had more opportunity, like they took up to 200 people, as I know. But again, as I said, if you are more computer based, then a summer student program is not very suitable for you.
Yeah,
So again, try both of them. Why not? It's open.
indeed. I don't think we're gonna have Hassan back anytime soon. Are you trying to say something, Hassan? No, your voice is breaking. We cannot really hear you at all. So yeah, I guess that's it. Hassan, you could like just type a few words that you would like to
Hassan
say before
Hassan
we
is
close
saying,
off.
can tell everyone to apply.
They're gonna apply. Don't worry.
Yeah,
They know enough about it
and
now, and they're
feel
definitely
free to
gonna apply
reach
for
out
it.
to Damla and Hassan on
Yeah.
LinkedIn if you need
Yeah,
any
yeah.
help
If you have
or
any more
if you have
questions about
any
it, yeah,
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, my LinkedIn name is the same as my
Can you
name
drop
appeared
your
here.
yeah.
link?
Maybe you can just drop your
Basically, can you drop
LinkedIn
the link
in the
to
comment
your
section.
LinkedIn
Yes,
profile?
I can in
Yeah.
a minute.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
And Hassan, can you do the same and just share it with us? Thank you.
So
Yeah,
he was
We
ready.
both have.
He just sent
yeah.
it.
He was
Yeah.
ready for it.
He's listening.
By the way, if you would like to learn more about our project Biodynamo, it's also available on my channel on YouTube, so you can watch our project presentation with Hassan. We uploaded there,
If you
and
would like, you
also,
can drop the link of that video as well.
yes, sure, I can. And also, the WebFest, the hackathon project was also on there. This was my YouTube link. You can find there. Well, I wish I was on site so that I can take video of what the facility looks like. But fortunately, I only had photos. Like I don't have video of what it looks like. But maybe in the future, if I work there, I would upload a video of the facility.
Yeah, sure. And let me just share the link in the comment section. And I guess it's time to end this session now. So yeah, I am just repeating it again so that Hassan can also hear it because he was not there the last time I was saying it. So it was a pleasure to have you both today with us. Even though we could not hear much from Hassan, we were able to read out his messages, and and we got to learn a lot about CERN and OpenLab and how to apply and the entire process. And I think that by now we all are able to apply for it easily. And who knows, we might be the next student intern at CERN in 2022. So thank you for joining us, everyone, and it was great. So let's
Thank you
end
so
this now.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, we could hear Hassan.
Yeah.